Hello, I'm Richard Hooper and this is Sat TV News. Now I'm pleased to be joined by Mr. Kheng Ghee of Singtel Satellite. Mr. Kheng Ghee, thank you for joining me today. Now Singtel has over 45 years in the fixed satellite services and over 30 years in the mobile satellite services. What is the most disruptive technology you've experienced in the last 5 years?
Well, I think first of all, the satellite industry is now entering a phase which, in my opinion, is like akin to the copper versus fiber transformation phase itself, namely with the HTS satellites coming aboard. So now, just like what has happened in between copper and fiber, there's a lot of technological disruption, but for that matter, it brings along a lot of good value, big cost reduction, savings. But on the other hand, the upside is that there is a lot of things which we can harness. So I think this transformation phase, which the whole satellite industry is going through, is something we just have to adapt and just have to go along as we see what has happened in the copper and fiber industry itself.
Now, talking about disruptive industries, some people say the new advent of LEO constellations is a disruptive technology. Has that changed Singtel's fleet planning?
Definitely. I think we have to be constantly tracking what is the development in terms of technology as well as alliances, or for that matter, anything that's happening in industry. You cannot be living like a frog in a well. So the upcoming LEO constellation is definitely something which we are looking at to see where else and how else can we stay relevant in the industry itself.
Now, competition is fierce amongst the operators. That's a challenge for everybody. How are you tackling that challenge?
I think the most important thing is to track what is happening in the industry, and then after that we have to figure internally how do we stay relevant. But how do we stay relevant means that we need to answer the basic fundamental question: what do our customer want? So the industry moving forward is not just going to be just about the satellite launchers and then the satellite operators or the satellite manufacturers. It is going beyond just three traditional players. We have to evolve into a model which is more like an ecosystem, so that we are able to meet the needs of our customers, because I think from engineering standpoint, layer 1 to layer 7, we have to find an answer by how to get this ecosystem to meet the full, from layer 1 all the way to layer 7, for what our customer wants. Because now technology is changing, the customer needs are all changing. So we just have to find, and it's like water finding its own level, what will be the right formula for the new satellite industry, for that matter.
Now, changing the topic slightly, we hear a lot about cybersecurity and the issues and the challenges. Do you think the satellite industry is taking cybersecurity seriously?
I would think definitely cybersecurity is not something which is new to the satellite industry, for that matter. I think for the longest time, all satellite operators or manufacturers take cybersecurity seriously, because for that, the TT&C, that link is already about encryption. It's very well encrypted. Everybody has thought about it, how to execute it. So for operators, cybersecurity is already a given. But I think right now the deeper underlying picture is that cybersecurity for customers' data in transition, that is something which is not unique to satellite connectivity. The protection of the customer data in transit is a subject matter which will have to be independent or agnostic of the link itself. Because whether you are sending your data over fiber or copper, or for that matter mobile, cybersecurity, it's an element you need to consider already. So that is actually, I would not go as far as to say that satellite operators do not take satellite or cybersecurity or data protection seriously. So I think that we are putting at two different subjects altogether.
Now, Singtel have got a lot of experience in vertical sectors, particularly, the maritime. Which ones are offering the most growth at the moment?
As a full-fledged satellite operator, we operate in both the maritime as well as the fixed. That was the traditional way of looking at the business itself. The new business, I think, is more about integration. If you look at the satellite connectivity, how do you really say that it's land or sea or air? I think that is the old way of looking at the whole picture. I think we should look at it in totality. How can we approach the whole business as a total business? Because can a solution on land be adopted for a solution at sea, or for that matter on air itself? So I think we have to look at it that the old segmentation of air, land, sea, it has got to be a bit fine-tuned, where we look at it in totality. Why is it that at sea you have to pay a premium, when at land you can, for the same thing, you pay much better? Or for that matter, when you're up in the air, you pay, maybe a slight premium. But I think this evolution of this borders, this segmentation of the satellite industry will have to be amended slightly and changed, so that the whole industry itself will be more vibrant and there's a better future for all of us in the satellite industry.
Well, very interesting times, and I look forward to speaking to you again. Thank you very much, Mr. Kheng Ghee.
All right, thank you very much for your time.